Daniela,
Hello.
welcome.
Thank you. I feel excited.
Same.
Yeah.
I feel a very warm and pure appearance.
Yeah, nice.
And,
Good.
and the most thing as well, you want to connect first.
Yes, I would love to have some time for us to connect to ourselves and to this moment.
What is the essence about it?
Well, so when we're preparing for an event like this, we create a lot of ideas in our minds of how it should be, or what we would like to express, or where should it go, or whatever.
Exactly.
And we plan, and yeah. And on the way, there's all traffic and public transport and whatever, preparing the set and everything. So there's a lot happening in our mind.
Rational, external.
Exactly. And if you already start from there, it works fine. We'll go like through everything and it will be nice. But also, if we just take some time to really land to this moment, really connect to our hearts and open for the unknown, for whatever the universe has to offer us at this moment, then it can also be a different kind of beautiful, you know?
Wow. Let the viewers and me guide you.
Oh, thank you.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So at first I invite you to sit in a comfortable position. Like just feel
In a
what
grounded
feels
way?
better for you, more grounded. I'm barefooted. I love to.
I will do the same.
Yeah.
I will put out of my shoes. You can't smell anything, or?
Nope. And I'm pretty sure our watchers also cannot smell anything. Yeah, nice. So we start just connecting to our breath. No need to change anything. Just observe it. Just observe how we feel in this moment, what's alive inside of us. And to start, I would like to invite you to remember, to bring a memory of a happy moment that you have lived. It can be something simple, a sunrise, a baby smile, good food. Just bring this memory and smile to it. If you're already not smiling yet, just give it a nice smile. See all the colors, the smells, the taste, the touch that happened during this memory. And I invite you to inhale into your heart all the love and happiness of that moment, the gratefulness for have lived that moment. Bringing this memory to your heart. And filling your heart with a very whitish pink light that expands, filling up your whole heart, filling up this memory, filling up your whole body. And even beyond your body, the whole room and beyond. As big as you want it to get. even the whole city, country, the world, and beyond. And from this pinkish loving light, you can put an intention to this moment. My intention is to have a loving sharing from the heart. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. When you finish putting your intention, I invite you to slowly open your eyes, move a bit, move the fingers a bit, the toes, slowly getting back.
Wow. You can be calm in an external way. So people look at you, you look calm, but in an internal way is way harder. I feel fully calm right now, zen. And it's crazy because just 2 minutes in a 24-hour cyclist rat race of society, that's sometimes too much of too hard to do for yourself.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're an ecstatic dancer.
Yes.
Is this one of the main things as well that's essential to ecstatic dance?
Well, ecstatic dance is 2 hours with no verbal communication. So you can communicate with your body, with sounds, but not words. So it's if like you said, 2 minutes for many people it's a lot. Imagine 2 hours.
Exactly.
So yeah, you can have a lot of moments of inner silence in that space.
Because you have some guidelines. Maybe in essence, it's a free way of dancing.
Exactly.
But there are some guidelines.
Yes.
No shoes, no cell phones.
No booze, drugs, alcohol, nothing external
Nothing
bring
external.
you on the journey.
Exactly.
Except for the music and your inner knowing of how you want to move or not move in that moment.
So are there some preparations or rituals people can do before? They know nothing about ecstatic dance. They saw your videos, they saw your dance, and they, I have to do this. Are there some preparations or rituals?
Not at all. Not at all. My first ecstatic dance, I had never heard of it. And yeah, I was in Amsterdam. I had recently, like a couple of days before, felt in a meditation during a retreat that I was doing that I was a dancer and I hadn't danced for a long time. And I felt that I had to search what that meant for me, how that would unfold, and what kind of dance. Because when I grew up as a child and teenager, I tried every kind of dance, like tap dance, hip hop, jazz, ballet, Brazilian dances and everything. And I never felt
The connection with it, or?
Yeah, it's like I cannot do the step by step. I'm super dumb in the step by step dance. I'm very clumsy, so I cannot do that. And I never felt belonging to it. I always felt like a stranger.
I would say the same term. A stranger within a big club of dancers.
Yeah.
But you love dancing.
But I love
So there
dancing.
is some struggle with it.
And so the only way that I had found to dance in my own way was to go to nightclubs.
Yeah.
But it was...
Because you can dance freely.
I did dance freely, but I was considered weird, or people would think that I was really drunk, or that I was on drugs or whatever, because I dance very different and abundantly. Yeah, that's a good word, abundantly. And also in nightclubs you have a lot of people drinking, a lot of people hitting on each other, and I just wanted to dance, and so I could find my space there, but it was not as great as it is.
Too much distractions.
Too much distractions.
Maybe a different way of judging, or an invitation that wasn't an invitation. It was just a way of dancing, perhaps.
Exactly, and also in that settings, I by the time end up also kind of adjusting my way to dance to fit, or to look more beautiful, but not completely necessarily what I was feeling. Yeah.
How did you come in contact with ecstatic dance?
So I was coming back from this retreat where I felt I should dance. I was a dancer, and I had no idea how that would unfold. And I put myself the challenge of really look for what kind of dance would it fit, and also to allow myself to be seen as I was.
Exactly.
And I was walking in Amsterdam, and I heard classic music at the Rijksmuseum. Did I say it right?
Rijksmuseum. You said it perfectly.
One.
Yeah.
That one. So I heard some classic music. It was the first time I saw the Rijksmuseum. And so I was taking photos of it, and I just walked towards the music, and there were two girls playing the violins.
Yeah.
And I just felt I wanted to dance on it. But then it comes all these thoughts, like what will people think about it?
How would they react?
Will I dance weird, or will I dance beautiful, or in Brazil, it's not that common for you to show your art and have like the pot for coins, for example. It has, for me, where more or less I grew up, the way I grew up, it was like you're begging, and that was not well seen. Yeah. So it also came this thought, like, will people think that I'm begging or whatever? And so I walked away a bit. And then I remembered my challenge to myself, to allow myself to be seen. And if that's what I felt that I should do.
In your way.
In my way, that's what I should do. So I went back and I talked to the girls, and I asked them if I could dance on their music, and they said, okay. So I put my backpack down and closed my eyes to try to feel how I wanted to move. And so they started playing, and I started moving, and it felt really good.
Did you move, or did somebody else move with you as an instrument?
Yeah, if you think of your inner knowledge, your higher soul, or whatever, as somebody else, it can be. But it's more like a feeling inside for me, of what comes. It's just like following my body. It's me following my body in a certain way. And it was super nice. At the point I opened my eyes, and there were like people filming and stuff, and then I got shy, so I closed my eyes again. So I would not try to adapt to whatever. And then when the music ended, I started talking to the girls, and I told them my story, and one of them said, hey, for what you're sharing, I think you really like ecstatic dance. You should go to this place at this date, and...
Wow, no coincidence, I guess.
No coincidence, just following intuition. And there I was.
So what is... You've done it now for years. You're also a coach in ecstatic dance. What is it in essence? What are the core principles and the philosophy behind ecstatic dance?
For me, the main thing is to be in this safe space where you can really allow yourself to feel your body, your emotions, even your mindset, because even that we create this space to sometimes feel this emptiness of the mind, sometimes also thoughts come during it. So also to observe your mind, it's also part of it. So it's create a safe space for you to really be yourself with everything that you have in that moment. And that can be like go to ecstatic and happy and jump around and have fun, but can also be to go deep into your wounds and what you're experiencing in the moment and allow yourself to move through it and express the emotions that are there with that as well.
Because you said something I've read, it's creating a safe space for through acceptance. What do you mean by that?
So that was when I discovered ecstatic dance. It completely changed my mind, my life.
Yeah.
Because if everybody's moving as they feel like, or trying in that way, or doing, no, people are not judging each other. Then you also do this exercise of not judging others. Then you have also less judgment towards yourself. And that's great. And it was the first space where I found that I could really be myself and express how I was. And that already, just for acknowledging that and having that space, creates so much healing for me.
Wow.
So it was really inner journey, spiritual journey that I went through and still go through all these years of really feeling this freedom of be and feel enough. Like many times in my life, I felt and sometimes still feel that I'm not enough, or that I don't belong, or that I'm too much. Sometimes I feel that I'm too much. And in the dance, when I'm just following my energy, my body, my flow, like what's there, it's what's really there.
You're
then
just
I don't feel
being.
that. I'm just being.
Human being. Be and let be.
Yes.
Is it maybe a form of true unconditional self-love?
I think that's the journey that I try to go through, and that you can experiment in ecstatic dance, to really be kind and loving to yourself and respect yourself, understand more who you are and what are your boundaries. Because I also see that in ecstatic dance, in the dance, it's a great metaphor for life.
Yeah.
So many fears that you experience in life, you can also have an ecstatic dance. So you can also, we were talking before about corporate, like, right?
Corporate life. Yeah.
Corporate life and leadership and such. So usually if you, in your regular life, you're a leader and you're always in this mode, it might happen that unconsciously you just step on the dance floor, being that leader and trying to lead the dances. And if you struggle in letting control away and letting yourself be guided, you might, when you find another leader on the dance floor, find that struggle again.
Yeah, exactly.
So it can be also used for teamwork, for leadership, for all sorts of activities that you're experiencing in life. Also romantic life, like if you have difficulties to surrender and to feel the connection and to mirror this connection with others, you might find it also on the dance floor.
A great moment to be vulnerable.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Yes.
to really connect in that
Yes.
vulnerability.
Yeah.
Does also has music a great role in it?
Of course.
What kind of music?
So I cannot say that I heard all kinds of musics because I don't even know all kinds of musics that exist. But it's a huge range of music in ecstatic dance, from spiritual mantra music to psy electronic music. You can have it all. Like I hear a lot of Brazilian music in the ecstatic dance here, and Latino music. So you can have everything on a set.
Is it for a kind of reason? The mix in music, or
Yes. So by the guidelines, by the base structure of ecstatic dance, you have a journey that you go through, and that the music helps to go through. So you can.
It's your musical guider.
It's a musical guider. So the DJ. So we have a DJ in ecstatic dance, and that's the musical guider. So he creates, or she creates this journey where you can like experiment with your feelings. And usually this journey has like 2 waves.
Yeah.
So you get to 2 peaks, and it can be like ecstatic, happy peak, but also very raw, harsh peaks. And also the lows are very important for you to integrate everything that you have expressed and felt, and like to dive back into yourself or dive deep into a dance with other. So
it's way more than just dancing.
Yes.
How does it differ from traditional forms of dancing?
For me, is this safe field where you can feel safe to be vulnerable, to be seen as you are, and to express. So that's, for me, it's the most important, that we create this container. And this container, together with like bare feet, that you're really grounded, connected to the ground, with the openness of people that are there, and the non-verbal communication, so you really lower your speedy, thinky mind. This combination creates the difference. And also the variety of music, like really having these waves. For me, it's really different when there is a set that you can really feel the wave and feel the journey.
Yeah.
If you really want to get deep to these feelings, to these connections and such.
And then, like, how could it contribute to physical and emotional well-being if it's so deep like this?
Yes. So I went through so much in this 4 years. So yeah, it was so much change happening in my life when I got to know ecstatic dance, and when I decided to start showing myself as I really was, and not all, and like dropping some of the masks that I was already able to drop. I went to the end of a marriage that was a 17 years relationship with my high school sweetheart, that like with all the dreams of the traditional family and everything. So going through that, dropping all that off, deciding to live in the Netherlands and live my family in Brazil. And family, for me, it's a core value. So going through like,
that's hard, yeah.
that core value and establishing me here. Also, I fell in love in my first dance, in my first ecstatic dance. And I had a relationship with the father of Michael, my baby. And he passed away 1 month before Michael was born.
Oh my God. Wow, that's very tough. So you have your second life in basis, and then something like that suddenly happens.
Yeah. So I was beginning the 9 month. We were back in the Netherlands for 3 weeks, starting preparing the house, preparing everything to receive the baby, and we had beautiful photo shoots the week before, and on the day that the accident happened, it was an accident, like a bike accident in Amsterdam, from an Amsterdammer that was born on a bike.
Yeah.
And it's just how it had to be in a certain way, I guess. And
take your time.
Yeah, we were beautifully in love and so happy and so proud of being waiting this child and everything. And I found in Ecstatic Dance, and especially in our community here, so much support. And in the dances itself, I already knew that I had there, and that's why, as much as it was possible for me, I stayed continuing going to the dances, so I would have this space to feel and express everything that I was in the moment. So going through all the stages of grief, and at the same time going through all the transition to become a mom and having the
That's very
newborn.
paradoxically,
Yeah, so I felt really held and supported by our community and this space.
Yeah, because what's the link between your childhood, in which you're not really seen for who you really are, the way of dancing in nightclubs, you said, with wrong invitations or kinds of judgments, but also your motivations to start and the things happened in your life. What's the link with that kind of life and ecstatic dance?
Wow. I think I was always a passionate person and a person with big dreams. And this combination always drove me to the experiences I needed to have in the moment. So the way I found in my childhood to express was through theater.
Yeah, exactly.
And a little bit of dance. Then when I started working, I was more in the box, in the cooperative, traditional family frame. So I was away from these spaces where I could express. But I also felt that I was learning and following what I needed. Back then, I had a very big, I'll look for the word, responsibility driven mind, that I had to be there for my family and support family business and such.
On those terms, of on their terms, what not maybe in basically terms are your terms?
Well, I found my way and I
Adaptively.
adaptedly.
Yeah, the chameleon.
Yeah, I guess. To have it, like to have my skills and my way of relating as best as I could within that environment. And it's not that I was unhappy. I always felt that I was a happy being. At some point I started going in a burnout track, and then I lost it a bit. But that burnout is what brought me here.
Exactly.
So I think that's more or less how the journey went.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I was very clear, but...
No, it's very clear. I think that's metaphorically saying it's an eternal dance.
It's an internal dance, yeah.
And your body is saying things like that, maybe in a concrete way, a burnout or something like that, to say to you, take 2 passes back.
Yeah.
To finally gain 4 passes, for instance. And that brought you to ecstatic dance.
Yes.
We talked in a pre-conversation about also abundantly dancing in nightclubs, but also free dancing without boundaries, etc. You said something very beautiful about dancing or living without sensuality is also hiding your creativity and your life force. But paradoxically can also mean when you're more sensual or when you're more dancing sensual, you can invite the wrong things, or you can have some judgments in the wrong way. How does that feel? What do you mean with when you hide your sensuality, you also hide your creativity and your life force?
Yeah, so let's establish one thing first. Like, we're in a world of polarities.
Exactly.
So you go from...
in a straitjacket.
Yes. So from everything, you have like the more positive way and the more negative way, let's say. So you have light and dark, and so on. So that established, we can share a lot of emotions, and we have, like, we're driven by energy all the time, in a way that it can go through polarities. So what I believe that in the way you express yourself, the way you show yourself to the world, the way you express creativity, the way you express sexuality, it's all driven by life force. It's all connected to life force.
Yeah, wow.
You can use creativity for a very egoistic purpose and harm others, as you can use sexuality in the same way. So it can be negative. That put, I want to talk more of really expressing sexuality from within, creativity from within, from who you really are in that moment.
Yeah, pure.
But pure can be judged as dirty.
Yeah, in a rational way.
In a rational way, or for someone that doesn't know where it comes from.
That's not the norm.
That's not normal.
That's normal, not the way of dancing or acting.
Exactly. So it can be judged by others, by whatever. But for me, what matters is what comes inside. So when you're really expressing what you feel, and if it's a very sensual music and you feel that desire to move from within and it looks sexual, sensual, or whatever, for me it was very important to feel that was welcomed in this safe container and that I could express myself. And seeing other women doing so not only inspired me but allowed me to do so as well. So when I got to the ecstatic dance, I didn't know what it was and what were the boundaries, the limits, and what was accepted or not or whatever. And then when I would see something and it would feel okay, well, that's nice. Then I was able to allow myself to experiment on that as well. And by allowing myself, giving myself permission to show myself as sensual or sexual, also helped me to be more true to myself, and from there,
True to others.
true to others, and to express in creativity, in conversations, in relating, in everything.
How could we, because it's very beautiful what you're saying, eh? In essential you say, be yourself and accept yourself and try to do that without the external boundaries, without the norm, without the polarities. But how can we integrate this in daily life, in therapy, in all kinds of things like this, but also personal growth?
I think I think what you said already holds the answer. It's to integrate in all those areas. It's to really try to be true to yourself. That's a bit difficult in a certain way, but also yourself changes from time to time. So yeah, but as much more as you exercise, for example, let's say like that, as much more as you're able to exercise it in an ecstatic dance setting or whatever safe setting that you have in your life, more you'll be able to integrate it in the other areas. Like when you're able to give yourself permission to be something that you were not, that you saw as a shadow or something, and you're able to integrate that, you're just putting light to the shadows and bringing it to light.
Exactly. You step out of the shadow.
Yes. Then you can show yourself more whole and more present in the other areas as well.
Talking about stepping out of the shadow, walking into the light. Give yourself permission to be and to live abundantly, to dance abundantly.
Yeah.
Where are you within 2 to 5 years?
2 to 5 years, wow. So after the accident happened, I decided that life was too crazy to create plans for more than a year. So for now, my only plan is to go back to Brazil in winter. I'll be there with my family for a while. Also go to the school of meditation to do some more inner work there. And then I want to go to Hawaii in February. So that's where...
Wow.
Yes.
The original
that's where Ecstatic Dance started. So I'm curious because I see and I heard also from friends that had been to Ecstatic Dance in other countries that each culture does it a little bit your own way. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious, how is it where
in
it
the
started?
original way? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm so the plan that I have is there. But if I think 2 to 5 years, I have like pieces of a puzzle that I don't have the full image yet. So I have this feeling that I'm creating something. Manifesting. But I don't have the full picture of what it is. I don't know if it's going to be a learning system, because Michael is now 1, and soon he will be school age, and I have worked in education my whole life, and I don't feel that most of the schools that exist today would be what I would desire for Michael.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I can imagine what you mean.
Yeah. So I'm feeling if it will go that way, or if it has to do with creating a community or a space where people can really be themselves and grow and share. So I don't know. I'm curious.
But it all starts with a feeling. If you believe in it and you don't see the full picture yet, it's coming there.
Yeah.
It starts. It's already starting.
Yes, I know.
And with all that knowledge, with all that experience you have through life, but also through ecstatic dance, what do you want to say to the viewers? What do you want to bring them? What do you want to give them?
That's a very good one.
You're first going to feel inside. Very good. I'm going to stop talking now.
One thing I notice from the videos that I have on YouTube that touches me is when I'm able to inspire people to get closer to themselves or to allow themselves to experience something that they were somehow holding back. So getting them closer to their full potential.
Wow.
So that's for me is the most beautiful thing I can bring through these videos.
And it's truly from the heart. I can see it in your eyes.
Thank
Wow.
you.
I want to thank you for an amazing conversation.
Thank you very much for having me and for inviting me. It's really, really nice to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.